this is your first time in New York, in the States. Give it up one time at our Dunkin Music Lounge for St. Lundi, please.
Thank you.
Of course, I got to hit you with the heavy questions, bro. Come on,
yeah,
man.
Yeah. No, load it off.
No, straight out, I just got to say welcome to New York. Welcome to the States. As you mentioned before we got rolling here, your first trip to America, man. And have we lived up to all the hype, all the things that you thought, that you knew, that you hoped were going to be?
Yeah, 100%. I was saying this just now, actually, that I grew up watching American TV like I think a lot of people did.
Yeah.
And you kind of create this idea of America in your head and what it's going to be like. And I think sometimes you go to places and it doesn't live up to it. But I've come this time and it feels like everything I watched when I was younger, I'm kind of experiencing now. I think it helps being at like iHeartRadio and.
Yo, I mean, you're right here in the thick of it all too. New York is very much exactly what we have all thought and we have all seen. I mean, I'm born and raised in California, and we talked about your love for the Lakers as a kid and how you're now a Lakers fan. But yeah, New York is definitely one of those cities on the planet where what you see everywhere on whatever movie it is exactly what you get. So when you walk outside, say what's up to all the cockroaches and rats for us, dude. Because they're going to be out there, dude.
I've seen some bigger rats than I've ever seen in my life in the past couple of days.
We got to talk about the reason why this is your first time here in the States is because, quite honestly, man, you're from, what I understand, an island where not a lot of people are born, and a part of the world where you maybe have said in an interview or two is if people are born there, it's kind of by mistake. Tell us about where you are from.
So I'm from a small island called Hayling Island on the south coast of the UK. There's about 15,000 people there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's why I kind of moved to London, is because it felt like the dream that I'd created for myself felt a little bit bigger than where I was living. And, you know, everyone was kind of saying, oh, no, you need to get a real job. You know, you need to do this and that. But yeah, it's a super small place. It kind of, have you ever seen Jaws?
Have seen it.
I think it's kind of like Jaws without the sharks.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it comes alive in the summer, but in the winter it's a bit of a...
There's just nothing around there.
Not too much going on.
Be grateful that there are no sharks, bro. Because,
no sharks, yeah.
But you, not only did you leave this particular tiny island, but it was like right after you turned 21. Yeah. Like you bounced out within the week. Yeah. What was it like to know that you wanted to follow your passion, your dream, that you were willing to sacrifice and to really just believe in yourself so much that you had, you know, maybe less than 100 pounds in your pocket and was like, you know what, I got to go and do this.
You're good, man. You've been been reading up.
I've been a fan for a while.
Yeah, bless you, man. That's so kind. Yeah, so that's exactly what I did. I mean, I've dreamt of doing music since I was about 5 years old, but I didn't start singing until I was 18. And then, I started playing these small open mics around the area. There was one day when I was just turned 21, I was living with my grandparents, and I just had this feeling inside. I was like, I just need to go. I need to be in London. And so I told them, I'm going to pop out for half an hour.
No, you dipped like that?
I dipped like that.
Wow.
Yeah. I backdoored it a little bit, but I think it's because I knew that they would ask me to stay otherwise.
Yes.
But they didn't take it personally. And I jumped on a train to London with, about 50 pounds, which is crazy.
That's nothing, dude.
A crazy thing to do, yeah. But when I look back, it was the right thing. And I got quite lucky because 2 nights in, I played this open mic, and these 4 Australian people were stood there, and they kind of bought me a beer, classic, and called me over and said, where do you live? And I said, I don't have anywhere right now. And they said, well, come stay with us tonight. And I lived with them for about 2.5 years.
Wow.
20 of them in this big house in London.
Wait, 20 Australians?
20 Australians.
In London?
In London.
All right, that sounds like the makings of some sort of a sitcom.
Yeah.
Like, if there were cameras in the house, you guys probably could have had some sort of reality.
I'm quite happy there weren't cameras in there. It was a good couple of years, yeah.
So to have that support, to find, your tribe, so to say, how did that really kind of establish what your growth was going to be musically? How were you able to find, assistance from them or, comfort while you're trying to crash on couches? And you're a tall guy. So it must not have been pretty comfortable. It couldn't have been that comfortable to sleep on these couches, bro.
No, it was not comfortable. I feel like I was in a moment in my life when I look back where I felt so free.
Yeah.
And I think more so like than musically, I kind of, it sounds so sentimental and so on and deep. I was finding myself more than anything. And I think leaving the island and being in this big city and changing that atmosphere overnight, I felt like I was hustling, which was really great. But yeah, there were nights where I couldn't sleep on the sofa and I had to sleep on the stairs, and it was I didn't.
You sacrificed a lot.
Yeah, well, when I look back, I didn't feel like it at the time.
For sure.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Now, finding those, those comfortable moments in moments of discomfort, and floating around and not having a proper, address or things like you were saying, you were definitely out there, you were busking, you were hustling, you were playing open mics. How did that build your character, and how did those moments find their way into the music that you create?
Yeah, well, they found their way into the music. There's a song I'm going to play in a minute, which is about the whole kind of journey of getting on the train and leaving home. I think since then I've become a little bit more composed. I don't think I'd run away from home now.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that to my partner now. But it definitely, in that couple of years, I ended up finding a school that I worked at, which is a special ed school. And I think that they kind of turned me from this boy into a bit more of an adult, and I kind of learned, how to look after myself and how to be an adult. But it was just that thing of like, I think being young and letting yourself be young and offloading, and that was kind of that period for me.
To have those feelings and to be able to, have your guitar. And I also read that it was, maybe 3-4 years ago that you decided to really dive into the piano. And to turn these moments and to turn these stories into song. How proud are you of yourself now to know that you were able to do it? You were able to, really focus in and follow your dream, and to see it land you on tours now, more than open mic nights and playing to rooms of 3 to 5 people watching a football game. Now you're going around and you're actually doing it. How excited are you for who you become as an artist?
I'm really excited. I think as an artist, sometimes you have that moment. I think as anyone, even not an artist, you have that moment of feeling it's hard to be proud of yourself sometimes. You know what I mean? You feel like then you've got this big ego. But definitely, I think I can see playing, like you said about there was one gig I played in Portsmouth, and I was stood below the TV, and there was one guy in there, and the football was on, and they didn't turn the sound off.
Yeah.
So I was just playing while these sad songs while the football was on, and going from that now to playing to audiences that want to listen is, I feel pretty blessed. I'm doing it.
Yeah, no, you're doing it in a massive way.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's the thing that a lot of people in your position maybe, truly not even maybe understand that it's not an overnight success. Yeah. Although now, you're starting to get the flowers that you deserve, as they say. To put in those years of hard work and effort and energy and write these stories and create these moments. When you look out and you see people singing along to your songs, when you can shut up off of the mic for a bit and they can recite the lyrics back to you as a songwriter, what's that energy feel like for you?
I mean, I can't remember the first time, the first night exactly, but there was a tour that I did with a friend of mine, Tom Gregory, and I'd put out this song called Nights Like This.
Yeah, we know that song.
Oh,
a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people know that. That's a chart topper, bro.
Thank you, man. Yeah, and I wrote that song about my first date with my girlfriend, and it's the first song I was really truly honest on, without being quite abstract. It was all about the first date, and I remember playing. I think it was in Vienna. I was playing on the piano, and I kind of had my left ear out to the crowd. And I could just hear something. I was like, is that echo? Is that me echoing? Yeah. And then what's
going on in the sound out there? Can you guys fix that? Yeah, that type of a vibe.
Like, what's going on? And then I kind of pulled off a little bit, and I could hear people sing. And I remember I don't know, it was just such an amazing feeling. It gives me goosebumps thinking about that first night. But I think writing songs that connect with people and travel is like the ultimate goal for me.
Yeah. As you say travel, when you say, it's like Vienna, as you start to think about all the different places that you've been around Europe and now here in the United States, where is there that you still want to go? Where is it that you're still excited to, pick up the guitar or step behind the piano and play? Where is that city that's still on the list?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, before this trip, it was 100% coming to the States, in New York. So I've kind of ticked off a big one on the bucket list. I'd love to everywhere. I'd love to go to Asia. I'd love to go to Australia.
Okay.
But really, for me, the biggest goal and the biggest dream of mine is to do a tour across America. So that's kind of that's what I'm really aiming for.
Let this be the stepping stone, and let this be the first brick in that house that you build. That's going to be, of sound structure. Also, let this be the moment that I ask for a free pair of tickets when it does happen.
Oh, 100%. You can. We're on camera now. You can hold me to it when it comes.
This is the world is watching. All right.
Yeah.
Are you ready for me to shut up and start?
I'm ready.
Play? Yeah, I'm peppering you with too many questions.
No,
and I know
it's
you're
great.
excited to perform. So, what do you have planned for us with the guitar in your hand before I step aside?
I've got a few songs to play from my upcoming album that comes out in September.
Yeah.
Called The Island, and it all talks about my life and the moment we spoke about just then when I jumped on the train from home. That first song is what I'm going to play first, and it's called Follow My Heart.
And before I leave, man, I know that we as Americans, it doesn't sound cool when I say Lundi. Lundi sounds a lot better.
Lundi, yeah.
Yeah. I need to say Lundi. Like
Lundi.
Lundi, that's just our American way of screwing things up, man.
Yeah.
So here, ladies and gentlemen, in our Dunkin Music Lounge, St. Lundi. Here we go. Round of applause, guys.
I don't wanna try no more. Living in a town where everybody's growing on. Oh, so let me sail away. I just wanna find a place where I can be all that I want. 'Cause if the world is waiting for me, then I'll go and see it all. And if it's more than ordinary, it'll be better than before. And if you see a boy who's lonely, far away from home, I'm following my heart all the way around the world. Sitting on a train with nothing but a bag of clothes. And I know I should be scared, but I feel electrical. I must be getting close, 'cause I can see the colors. But I've never seen a sky like this before. 'Cause if the world is waiting for me, then I'll go and see it all. And if it's more than ordinary, it'll be better than before. And if you see a boy who's lonely, far away from home, I'm following my heart all the way around the world. Following my heart all the way around the world. I'm not running from the old. I just wanna bring myself to life. I don't wanna be alone, but I've just gotta get away tonight. I'm not running from the old. I just wanna bring myself to life. I don't wanna be alone, but I've just gotta get away tonight. Following my heart all the way around the world. Thank you. Thank you so much. I was on camera. So this next song, this is a bit of a sad one, or it feels a little bit sad, but really the meaning is kind of positive. My parents split up when I was 12. I know that's something that happens to a lot of people when they're younger. Their parents separate. And I wrote this song about the day that they told me that they were going to separate. And it took me quite a while to write it and quite a few years to kind of process the whole thing. I do this quite a lot, by the way. I overshare and I talk as if it's a therapy session. And it was actually going to therapy last year that kind of helped me. I went for a couple of months and I was trying to write this song for 2 years. And then I wrote this lyric that said, we're still a family, we're just living in different houses. And it kind of all made sense to me and I got this closure. And so, yeah, this is Different Houses. The first time I felt heartache, I was 12. I did my best to hide it well. It broke me, but I'd never tell. 'Cause parents always seem so big and tough. I watched mine fall right out of love. Guess sometimes it's just not enough. It's a different house, different day. Seeing the car pulling away, feeling the tears run down my face. Holding my mother, trying to smile, telling my father bye for a while. When they told me, we know it hurts and we feel the pain. We heard you ask, but you're not to blame. When you go to school, they won't change your name. So don't you worry what all the children say. Though it breaks our hearts, no, we'll never be worlds apart. It'll be alright, even though you doubt it. We're still a family, just living in different houses. Heartache shows itself in many ways. My brother let his out in rage. My sister never said a word. It's a different house, different day. Seeing the car pulling away, I'm back on the other side. Holding my father, trying to smile, telling my mother bye for a while. When they told me, we know it hurts and we feel the pain. We heard you ask, but you're not to blame. When you go to school, they won't change your name. So don't you worry what all the children say. Though it breaks our hearts, no, we'll never be worlds apart. It'll be alright, even though you doubt it. We're still a family, just living in different houses. Oh, different houses. Ooh. We know what hurts and we feel the pain. We heard you ask, but you're not to blame. When you go to school, they won't change your name. So don't you worry what all the children say. Though it breaks our hearts, no, we'll never be worlds apart. It'll be alright, even though you doubt it. We're still a family, just living in different houses. Different houses. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think I got one more song. Is that right? I think I got one more song. This I wrote this song, the whole album, like I've said a few times already. It's funny because we spoke about the fact that I've run away from home earlier. And I think, like, I don't know if a lot of people do that, you know, like they run away from where they're born and they want to create this new life and all this kind of stuff. And I think that I fully did that. And what's funny is when making this album, I've completely returned home. And it's called The Island. And there was so much healing that took place over the course of the last 5-10 years. And there was a moment in my life where I didn't talk to my father for about 5 years. And I remember this day, it was like an epiphany where I kind of realized I don't want to get a call one day saying that I couldn't talk to him anymore, and I didn't. So I decided to call him there and then. And it was probably one of the best things I've ever done. And we've got a great relationship now. And so I wrote this song about it, and it's called Say So. And it's about if you love someone, just tell them. Oh, I'm breaking. There's a world upon this map and it's fading. Every time I look around you, it's changing. And I don't know where to be without you. By the ocean, all the waves are rolling out in slow motion. And I don't know how to swim, so I'm floating, hoping somehow it'll lead me to you. Oh, it's a different life. Yesterday we were eye to eye, now you're miles away. I'm lost tonight, lost all without you. But then somebody said, if you love someone, go ahead and say so. 'Cause soon they might be gone and you'll wish you'd said so. Oh, I've been running out of time, but I didn't want to try. I know it's only ever been you I needed. If you love someone, if you love someone, go ahead and say so. On the pavement, I'm surrounded by the memories we made, and all these empty streets that we walked inhaling, but they don't feel quite the same without you. It's a different life. Yesterday we were eye to eye, now you're miles away. I'm lost tonight, lost all without you. But then somebody said, if you love someone, go ahead and say so. 'Cause soon they might be gone and you wish you'd said so. I've been running out of time, but I didn't want to try. I know it's only ever been you I needed. If you love someone, oh, if you love someone, go ahead and say so. Say so. Say so. Say so. Say so. Say so. If you love someone, go ahead and say so. 'Cause soon they might be gone and you wish you'd said so. I've been running out of time, but I didn't want to try. I know it's only ever been you I needed. If you love someone, if you love someone, go ahead and say so. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yo. Y'all can do better. Give it up for St. Lundi, please. Come on now.
Thank you so much.
Hold on, dude. Hold on. Because here's the thing. We talked about this a bit, and you mentioned you didn't really start singing and really get into until you're like 19 years old.
Yeah.
You had to have some encouragement.
Yeah.
Thank God that person or those people encouraged you to do that. There is so much power, so much finesse in your voice to go along with the poignant songwriting.
Thank you so much.
I'm just thinking, who are some of those people that gave you the confidence to to say, hey, you're good at the guitar, you're great at the piano, we're gonna teach you that.
Yeah.
But step forward and sing those words because you have something inside.
Well, you know what? I've always loved singing, and I've said this before. I was playing this game called SingStar when I was younger.
Okay.
The one with the mic and you sing on the PlayStation. And I played it with my brother and my sister.
All right.
And I used to kind of say to them, "Oh, do you think I'm good?" And depending on how they felt that day, they would say yes or no, and more often than not, it was no.
Because they're brother and sister, dude. They're obviously, haters.
Maybe stunted me for a little while. But I remember I was sat in my car on the beach one day with a friend, and I kind of played a song to him and said, "I've written this song. What do you think?" And he kind of turned and went, "Yeah, it's not that bad." And that was all the encouragement I needed. And I kind of went out after that and did all the open mics and everything. And yeah, I kind of grew the love for it and the passion behind it.
A couple of songs before we wrap things up here that I want to kind of relive the stories behind is obviously Different Houses, which is the new single here, and how special it was for you to make sure that you were taking it upon yourself and you explained it, therapy, and to really deal with those emotions to help you finish this record that it's heavy in nature, but also it's something that we can all relate to. So many people can relate to. How important was it for you to step your foot or maybe pick up the phone? Maybe it was during the pandemic. I don't know how it was, your first therapy session, to kind of be like, you know what? I'm ready for this. I mean, that's a brave step to make. A lot of people have been through that.
I think it was super important, and I think I'm a huge advocate for therapy now. And if anyone ever watches this, it's so funny. I think there's this maybe this idea you create up in your mind of what therapy is, and you're going to go and sit in a room and it's going to be really awkward. And the truth is, I did my therapy after the pandemic, but I did it on FaceTime with a guy who's in his mid-70s, and I've never met him to this day, but he's changed my life, and I hope that I will one day. But that's all it really was. And I think sometimes you've got to kiss a few frogs until you kind of find your person. But when you do find your person, it can change your life. And I think it really helped because I was writing this album, but I didn't know what I was writing it about. Yeah. And as soon as I'd done that, I kind of processed everything and said, oh, hang on a minute. This is about me and who I am and home. And it all became clear. So it was huge. Yeah.
As you say, I mean, it's about, having the courage and the bravery to kiss a few frogs, and you're going to find your person, you're going to find your thing. And that comes through the music, the honesty, the openness, the genuine who you are. And that's what the fans connect to. And that's why you're able to turn your in-ear a little bit. And it's not echo that you're hearing. It's people singing back the lyrics because you're singing from that right place. And you continue to do that. I mean, like I said, this is just the first brick in that building that we're going to be sitting here one day thinking, damn, remember when? I mean, and it, I don't know, sends goosebumps down my spine thinking like, I get to have this moment here, with you.
Bless you. I feel lucky to be here with you, to be honest. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Heck yeah, dude. And lastly, Say So, and just making sure that we actually do that part and tell those people, that we love them. It's your time to shine, and tell the folks that are watching online, or who do you want to give your shout outs to, man? Your first time in America. Like, I made it, damn it. You know what I mean? Say so. Come on.
My shout outs, I don't know. Look, I mean, I feel really lucky to be here. It's been a dream of mine since I've been so young. And I think it all feels a little bit like a dream. The album that's coming out on September 20th is called The Island, and it's all about my life, but I think in there people can find stories that are about theirs too, and that's the way I've written it. And please, if you like my music, reach out and say hi, because I'm so keen to meet people.
So is this a proper, like, you're giving us the invitation to slide into the DMs?
Slide into my DMs, yeah, do it. I promise I'll reply.
There it is. I mean, a full circle moment, man, to have this album come to life, and knowing exactly, like you said, sometimes you got to leave to, find your way back home.
That's it. That's exactly it.
No disrespect to anybody who wants to stay in their place or anything like that, but that wasn't your path. You found your path. You made it. You went out on you had the 50 pounds in your pocket, and damn it, now you're in the suite checking out the Brooklyn Nets and the Lakers, man. No, all jokes aside, it's really amazing that you took that opportunity to believe in yourself, and now you have an amazing body of work to show for it. So thank you for sharing bits of it here.
Thank you so much
with
for
us here,
me,
man. Come on, you guys, one more time, give it up for St. Lundi.
Thank you.
See you later, y'all.